Here we are in Prague, making a pretty detailed film in an amazing process about Adi Dassler and innovation and trying things in a new way.
The whole campaign is about inspirational people, and there's 5 films in total. And the Adi Dassler story is a story that we've wanted to tell for a long time, because we think that people in the outside world would find it really interesting. So we felt that if you've got a campaign about people who do things in their own way, have their own opinion on the world, we felt that Adi Dassler had to be in that mix, and he had to be the headline story.
We show him as like a thinker, which is primarily what he was, and a craftsman, and he is just thinking in his workshop, but then we use the workshop as a hub to tell a whole lot of other stories through bits and pieces of things that are in his workshop. For example, there's, he made a boxing boots for Muhammad Ali. You see Jesse Owens winning one of his races because Adi physically gave him a pair of his first running spikes. Dick Fosbury was the first high jumper to decide to jump backwards and then jumps higher than anyone else. So Adi kind of, he had his hand and influence in his own way in all these amazing events. I mean, that is probably like the best example of original thinking.
Doing a regular documentary using archive footage and old photographs and old things would not capture enough the spirit of Adi Dassler, and we were able to kind of build this magical little world like we kind of imagine inside his mind.
We have to stick to the reality and use the animation just as a kind of flavor or spicy or something which adds the charisma or emotions. So we decided to go for a technique which is quite unusual for animation, because normally you use animation to simplify things and to add some artistic point of view, which we tried here to avoid as much as we could. And so we shot everything for real, with real actor, in real scale, with real size model, with real size set, real size props, and then we built everything in 1/3.
This is the Adi Dassler's workshop that we created for the commercial. And as you can see, it's all in scale. It's actually 2.9 because of a puppet.
Then we hired an artist who drew for us those pictures, and then the model maker did it. It took like, I don't know, 3 weeks just to build a model.
So we did this sort of attic space of a late 19th century industrial building.
We used every props which Adi really had there, and I think some of them are really, people won't get it, because, for example, there's this wooden bicycle for cutting the leather, which is just a strange prop, and I like it because it's in its place, it's quite natural within the set.
All the shoes are really made of leather with real stitching and tiny laces, and even the little tapes that are next to the ghetto blaster are like that size. They're like 1 centimeter wide.
And basically everything that you see was about 30 people working on it for a month.
In reality, you would find just actors who look maybe similar, but it's too obvious, I think. This way of doing it, I hope it's quite unusual, let's say, if not original. And that's why I think it works.
Adi Dassler is the original. He was a guy who didn't stop, thinking, and he wasn't held back by the limits around him. He just wanted to go forward and keep pushing things and making things better.